students are thinking about a kind of simulation of how to promote civility and respect in our society. So the first team that's going to present their project is Lina and her friends. So Lina, you have the right to share the screen, or anyone of your team can share the screen so that we can have a wonderful discussion. So the floor is yours, team number one or group number one. Enjoy.
So it's one of my teammates who's gonna start. So the floor is yours.
Measurable. In that point, our group will make researches and to learn and be more informed about the subject. We will also prepare the presentation on a platform so that it will be clear and easy to understand for the public. Our group will also need to present it in a direct and comprehensible way without forgetting to develop and explain our ideas. After that, we'll need to pay attention to the students' reaction and opinion and analyze their progress so that it could be easier for us to explain and correct their ideas, considering their response to our subject. Between preparing and presenting, our project will be completed so that we can analyze and finalize our project and be prepared for the questions by the public and their reactions too. And that's all.
So moving on to the letter A, which is actionable. Well, I believe the obstacles that may face us are the lack of communication and accountability from the students, because sometimes we find students that are shy and don't really want to talk, but they have an opinion, they're just scared to share it. And there are some students that sometimes don't take responsibility for the actual subject, which is manners, and don't really care about it. But I believe that we won't really face these problems because we're presenting in High Up Academy, and I believe the students there love to communicate with others and take responsibility for literally everything. But in case we face these obstacles, we manage to overcome them by creating conversation with students and make them comfortable by expressing their opinion, and just push them forward to say whatever they want to say, even if it's wrong or right. I mean, after all, it's their opinion. And especially, we're trying to raise awareness about our subject by personal. In our lifetime, we experience bad manners with other people, humiliation, disrespect towards others. And yeah, now we're going to move on to the letter R. The floor is yours, Ms. Isra.
Yes, thank you. Our project is not stressful since it does not focus on multiple locations or different subjects. We are choosing specifically High Up Academy as an only location, and we are going to master our efforts for one subject. That's what makes our actions well-determined and clearer. We have one goal, which is to raise awareness about our subjects. Thanks to the high abilities of our team, we are sure that our goal will be achieved.
Thank you, Ms. Isra. Now we're going to move on to the last letter, which is T, which is time-bound. Well, our project, as Ms. Zainab stated, that will be approximately completed in like 2 weeks, and is specifically in the 12th of October. And it's not a long project or presentation, but a brief one with an important message to let out, because we are planning to have a video that includes social experiments, and we're going to let it out to the students and ask them several questions. What would they do if they were in the person's shoes, and yeah, questions like these. And before we finish, I just want to share with you guys an amazing quote that I found, which is, "Respect for ourselves guides our morals, respect for others guides our manners," by Lawrence Stern. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, ladies. So please now we move to the discussion. So anybody who has any question or any comment on the presentation, the way our friends have delivered their speech, so you're welcome. So you have 6 minutes for this.
So guys, if you have anything to say, any opinion, anything you want to communicate about, maybe the quote, you want to say something about it, you are more than welcome. We're going to start off by Mrs. Iman. The floor is yours.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you for your wonderful presentation. I really appreciate your presentation support, your PPT. It was clear, concise, and even the choice of colors and the subject, of course. And yeah, what I found very interesting about your project is the fact that your public will participate, it will take part with on your project. And I have like a question. There is for the ages of your participants or public, is there any categories, defined categories, or we can have adults, children, or all ages?
Well, thank you, Mrs. Iman, for your opinion. And we don't have specified categories, children, teenagers, adults. It doesn't really matter, because matters is not something for children or teenagers or adults. It's for everyone in our society. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so it means that it's possible that parents could be invited to your project.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah,
because I think it's very important, because your subject can maybe helps parents to think about their way of education or manners, or their manners. So maybe it can help, because we are educated by our parents. So their education reflects a lot on our way to deal with people.
Yeah, definitely, because sometimes the manners of the parents are having a reflection on their children. So we're trying to have everybody to share. We want to share and raise awareness with other people. It doesn't matter if they're parents or not, adults, teenagers, and children. We just want to raise awareness in general. So thank you very much, Mrs. Iman, for your opinion and your questions. I guess now we're going to move on to Mr. Mohammed Amil Talsi. The floor is yours.
Okay, so first of all, I really want to thank you about your wonderful presentation. You and your team. I find the idea of like internet with a code is like a really smart one. And my question is about time bound. When you stated that it will be on the 12th of October, does it like have a specific time? Like, is it starting at 8 a.m. or something like this?
Well, since we're presenting to many classes and different categories, I believe that, as I said, it will take us approximately 2 weeks. And I believe we're going to end like on the 12th of October. It's going to end at like maybe 6 p.m., 7 p.m., something like that. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now we're going to move on to Mrs. Ayaswidi. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Irina. And thank you for your amazing presentation. But I have a question. Like you have nearly like 2 weeks to do these presentations, but did you think about like school? Because like we are on October, and if you will start in the morning and finish in the 6 o'clock, who will attend the classes? Because like the students will be in school.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Ayaswidi, for your opinion and your question. Well, we're gonna like ask students for their schedule. Of course, we're not just gonna start it like anytime we want, because we're trying to have people attend it. And first of all, on the days that they have school, we can invite parents. Parents, of course, according to their schedule. And on weekends, we can invite students, and maybe like in the evening or in Darwood School, they can come to Hayab Academy and we could present our presentation or our project. Thank you. And now we're going to move on to Mr. Mohammed Sian. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Lina. So I have like one question: is that how are you going to convince or to educate students about the importance of manners?
Well, first of all, thank you for your opinion and thank you for your question. Well, how we're planning to do that is basically our presentation is not just going to be written, it's going to be a video. You know, when you find the videos on social experiments, you know, we find it everywhere on YouTube. Well, we're planning to take one of those videos or multiple, and we're planning to showing them to students, and they can give us their opinion about if they were like, what would you do if you were in this person's place, like the one being humiliated or the one giving bad manners. And by that, we're just gonna see if they actually know the difference. And if they don't, we can teach them about it, and there's no problem with that. So yeah.
Yeah, great. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm so sorry for interrupting you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a wonderful discussion.